Okay, this video is going to be about partitioning line segments. So point L, M, and N are collinear, which means on the same line, such that LM to LN has a fraction of 3 to 7. Point L is located at -2, -4. Point M is located at J, K, which is like your X and Y values. And point N is located at -2, 10. Find the values of J and K. So I'm going to start by drawing myself a picture. And they're on the same line. So they're collinear such that L, M, and N, so L's the first one, N is the last one, and M is somewhere in the middle. Doesn't really matter where I put it. I know that the fraction is 3 to 7. So that means 3 out of the 7 pieces are taken up by LM right here. The other part that's left over, so if there's 7 pieces in total, and I've already used 3 up, 7 minus 3 means that the last part is worth 4. So 3/7 is the fraction, but as a ratio, it's 3 to 4. We're talking about pieces, 3 pieces versus 4 pieces. L is at -2, -4. I don't know what M is at. I'm going to put JK. And then N is at -2, 10. So I've got my first, my middle, and my last point. And so now I'm going to solve each one. So I'm going to start by just looking at the X coordinates, or really in this particular problem, the X coordinates are the J's. So I'm going to start just by looking at those J values here, just these first ones. Okay, so I'm starting with the J's. So my order is middle minus first, so J minus -2, over last minus middle, -2 minus J, and then equals my ratio, which is 3 to 4. Okay, now this is just an algebraic equation I'm going to solve by doing some cross multiplication. So I'm going to get rid of minus and negative. This becomes positive, and then I just cross multiply. So it's 4 times parentheses J plus 2 equals 3 times parentheses -2 minus J. And then I just have a little bit of algebra to do. So the number in front of the parentheses, I'm going to distribute. So 4 times J is 4J. 4 times 2 is +8, equals 3 times -2 is -6. 3 times -J is -3J. So I just have an algebra equation. So I'm going to get all of my J's to the same side. I'm going to add 3J to both sides. So I have 7J plus 8 equals -6. And now I move my 8 over by subtracting it. So I get 7J equals -14. And then my final step is to divide both sides by 7. I get that my J value is -2. So there's the first part. J is -2. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to put in my -2. And now I'm going to do my K values. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing, except instead of looking at the first ones, I'm just going to look at now the second ones. And I'm going to do the same order. Middle minus first over last minus middle. So middle minus first is K minus 4 over last minus middle is 10 minus K. And I set that equal to my ratio, which doesn't change. It should be the exact same one that I did before, which is 3 to 4 pieces. Okay, and then again, just like before, I cross multiply. Oh, this is actually K minus -4. I do apologize. Minus a -4. So because it's minus a -4, this becomes a +4. So I made a mistake there. My apologies. All right, so I've got 4 times K plus 4 equals 3 times parentheses 10 minus K. Just like before, I've got myself a nice algebra problem. And so I'm just going to do a little bit of algebra. So I'm going to distribute. 4 times K is 4K. 4 times 4 is +16. 3 times 10 is 30. 3 times negative k is negative 3k. Get all my k's on the same side, so I'm gonna add 3k to both sides. I got 7k plus 16 equals 30. I want to get the k by itself, so I subtract 16 from both sides. I get 7k equals 14. And then my last step is divide both sides by 7. Divide by 7, divide by 7. I get k equals a positive 2. So my k value is positive 2. I plug it in. So if I were to plot that as a point, my j value, that's like my x1 would go first. So my final answer is negative 2, positive 2. All right, so go ahead and give the partition video a try.